Hi, this is Florence Ajayi Barnes, your virtual family nurse practitioner, and thank you for joining us at the Flo-Medical Show, where you get information you can trust. On the show, we discuss health, being an educated consumer, and you being your own best advocate. Disclaimer: this is valuable information, so please consult your healthcare provider. Today's discussion will be on addiction. Addiction is a condition in which an individual has an urgency, a dependency, or craving to a substance, a thing, or an activity. The substance can be either alcohol or drugs. The thing can be caffeine, chocolate, your smartphone, and your activity can be sex, gambling, anything that the body has the urge to want to continuously do. Today's discussion will be on addiction of substances, which are drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol have no respect of a person. It doesn't care what your walk of life is. It affects us all negatively, whether it's race, religion, or your social economic class. Drugs and alcohol negatively affects everyone the same. In the United States, over 20 million Americans have some form of substance use disorder. 90% of them have reported that they have used drugs and alcohol before the age of 18. In America, 18-year-olds to 25-year-olds are most likely will use addictive drugs. Since 2000, there have been over 700,000 drug overdose deaths. Alcohol and drug addiction cost the United States over $600 billion. Drugs and alcohol addiction needs to be addressed. So, what are some of the risk factors for drugs and alcohol addiction? Family history of addiction and mental illness, the individual having mental illness, peer pressure, the use of alcohol and drugs at a young age, being unemployed, living in poverty, low self-esteem. All of these put us at risk of drug and alcohol addiction. There are 4 C's of addiction when dealing with an addict. And then there are 3 C's of addiction when dealing with the family members of addicts. Let's talk about the 4 C's of addiction when dealing with an addict. They are control, craving, compulsiveness, and consequences. Control. Over time, the addict loses control over the amounts and the frequency of the amount of substance that they're taking in. Over time, the addict wants more and more of the alcohol or drug, and then they're doing it multiple times throughout the day. Then it's cravings. Cravings are when the addict has a powerful urge to have this substance. The only thing the addict can think about is feeding the urge in the body. The body is calling for the substance, and then the addict is giving the body the substance in which it craves. Then you have compulsiveness. The compulsiveness of the addict of thinking only of getting the next high. The addict will do the same behaviors over and over again to be able to afford the next high, whether it's stealing, theft, robbery, selling one's body. They are compulsive in trying to get the next high. Then it's consequences. The addict, no matter how adverse the consequence is, will still get high. So whether the addict loses their home, their job, their family are arrested for a crime, they will still be looking to get that high. And no consequence is bad enough to make them stop getting high. Now we're going to discuss the three C's of addiction when dealing with family members. The three C's are cause, cure, and control. Cause. Many times, family members feel that they're the cause of their loved one being an addict, that they didn't support them enough. And sometimes the addict will blame the family members for their addiction. Family members need to know that they are not the cause of the addiction. Most of the time, it is because of some social issue in that individual's life that caused them to be an addict, whether it's the loss of job, home, or not making enough money, living in poverty, having increased stress. In the event that they have new friends, it can cause them to use the substance more that leads into addiction. So the family member must know that it's not their fault. Cure. Both parties will love each other. The addict loves their family member, and the family member loves the addict. But the family member cannot cure this addiction. Just like with hypertension and diabetes, in order to get treatment, you have to seek the guidance of a healthcare provider. When it comes to alcohol and drug abuse, the same thing applies. You have to seek the guidance of healthcare practitioners so they can deal with a team approach, dealing with the recovery, dealing with the mind, and dealing with the body. So they are needing the care of a healthcare provider in order to cure their disease. Then it's control. Most of the time, family members think they can control the addict's behavior. This is furthest from the truth. Most addicts, especially when they're looking for their next high, are extremely agitated, anxious. They can be verbally and physically abusive, belligerent, and loud. So, family members need to know that they need to think about their safety when they're around addicts because they're not able to control their behaviors. It is important to see these signs and symptoms, but the good thing is that there is a solution. Recovery is an option. In the United States, over 22 million Americans have reported that they have resolved their addictive issues. This is a team approach, usually involving the family, the support of other people in the household, also the team approach with healthcare providers. It's a holistic approach in regards to dealing with the mind, the body, and the soul. Talk about future outcomes. What are you expecting to see from the time of your recovery onward? Having a discussion on a solid foundation. It is important that they know they're supported. There you have it. Now you know how important alcohol and drug addiction is. Please like, subscribe, and share this information with anyone you feel can benefit from it. Thank you for joining us at the Flo-Medical Show and have a good day. See you next time.